Okay, man, Will Smith done finally pissed me off.
But you talk.
What up, where's your boy Charles Brown back again talking facts. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe, hit the notification bell. Keep sending those Cashaps to CLBMG. Join the membership gang. Will Smith, what we gonna stop doing, gang, I'm just gonna be honest and stop blaming Jada for Will Smith. Will Smith, you're a grown man. We're gonna call you to the front of the table because this right here is goofy. I'm just going to be honest. Wifey asked me, yo, why are you mad? Because two things can be true. He can be, you know, just trying to sort his feelings out. I don't like this shit. I don't like it, gang. Will Smith sat there and cried on the Oscars after he smacked Chris Rock, and now he wants to be tough. He want to talk tough about this. I got a problem with it because you wasn't talking tough 3 years ago when you slapped him. You had tears in your eyes. You fell back off social media. You were searching yourself. You were all in therapy trying to figure out what went wrong. Now you on here talking about, if you talk crazy, I'm gonna come up on the stage. I don't like it. I want to have a conversation. I want to see what you got to say because I've never ever in the whole 30 years of my relationship, I'm not his friend, but we have a relationship hip-hop wise where I've always looked at Will Smith in a certain light. I've never had an issue with Will Smith. I can't remember ever being emotionally triggered or charged by Will Smith. But this right here is some bullshit. I want to have this conversation, but I feel like my legends are letting me down one after another. It's getting to the point, like if I can go and I can name 20 legends, 18, 19 of them have let me down bad. I don't know what's going on. You know how they say don't ever meet your idols? But I didn't even meet this motherfucker. But the simple fact of the matter is my legends are looking crazy out here. They're looking crazy. All of them, like all of them. I can just go down the line. All of them have done some crazy shit where we used to think that these motherfuckers was cool. But to me, this is weird. Let me read this article. We can have a conversation. You let me know if I'm wrong. I could be wrong. Will Smith appears to have taken aim at his old foe, Chris Rock, in a new freestyle. Now they foes? Chris Rock is Will Smith's foe? Okay, let me keep this pushing. Appearing on Apple Music's Fire in the Booth series, the iconic rapper and actor looked to save some choice bars for the comedian who he famously slapped on stage at the 2022 Oscars. While he doesn't drop Rock's name, Smith clearly references the incident, spitting, quote, "If you talking crazy out your face up on that stage and disrespect me on that stage, expect me on that stage." Gang, that's getting my blood boiling because I'm like, Will Smith get like this? And this is the thing. I know he from Philly. I know he got that dog in him, this, that, and the third. But what I said back in 2022, I'm gonna stay right now. Stand on it. If you talk crazy about my wife and I got mad, I went up there and I slapped the shit out you and I sat back down and I yelled from the fucking front row, yo, keep my wife's name out your mouth. Then I went up there and got my award. I'm on some shit. Then stand on that shit. He didn't stand on it. This motherfucker had a face full of tears. He apologized to the Academy, this, that, and the third. Now, I get it. He didn't want to get suspended from the Academy. You might say, well, Charles, he was trying to save his brand, save his career. Guess what? If I get up there and slap the shit out you, I ain't thinking about my brand at that point. Right? I'm thinking about my wife. Let's talk about his wife. Let's talk about his wife, who they claim they was already separated for years. His wife slept with his son's best friend. This who you ran up on stage to slap a nigga for? This is what's going on? For a joke? Now, Jada claims she didn't send you up there, but she celebrated afterward. That's my man, right? Remember? Jada didn't tell you to do it, and we all saw the look. Because Will laughed at first, then he looked at her and she looked like, nigga, you serious? You dead ass? So he gathered himself, got up on the stage, and just clap, slapped him. Everybody thought it was a skit. Niggas in my chat like, yo, Charles, come on, Charles, you know it's a skit. Look at it. It don't even look real. Everybody thought it was a comedy skit, but it wasn't. Okay? He jumped up there and slapped him for he slapped the dude for a chick that he wasn't with. They wasn't in the sexual relationship. They was separated according to them, both of them. They claim, I think it was on the Red Table Talk or whatever it was, they claimed that she only came with him because he asked her to. She wasn't obligated to do anything. They was faking for years that they were still in a relationship, according to these two. Right? Until she got in her entanglement, right? So for one thing, you just went up there and slapped a man for a woman that ain't even with you, according to you. And that's keep my name out. She said she was surprised you called her your wife. But in Jada did an interview, right? I don't remember who she did the interview with. It could have been Oprah's friend, right? I don't remember who she did the interview with. I don't even care. But I remember her doing an interview, right? And she said, I was surprised that he called me his wife because we wasn't even talking. He wasn't even calling me anything. Remember that? So my whole thing is, you did all this shit for one of the foulest birds. I'm just going to be honest. One of the foulest birds in the history of birds. You did all this shit. You went up on stage. Okay, you defending your wife's honor. You didn't stand on it because you wasn't on. You went off the grid and all this, and you was fine. You was diving off the cliffs of Africa, whatever the fuck you was doing. You was all in seclusion about this shit. You came back contrite. You said one day, hopefully we can have the conversation. What's the conversation for? You slapped him for talking shit about your wife. What we talking about? What we need to talk about? Will he find it in his heart to forgive me? There's not. Tony Rock and Barker, like when I see him, it's on some double time when I catch his ass. So I know what's going on. Will Smith is trying to get back in the rap. He wants to be taken seriously in rap. First of all, we never expected toughness from Will Smith in rap. Never. We never expected it. We never looked for it. We loved his comedic style. We loved his non-assuming demeanor. Right? We like that. We're not expecting you to be Joyner Lucas. Right? We're expecting you to be Will Smith. That's why Joyner Lucas looks up to you, because you're Will Smith. Be yourself. Kendrick and Jay-Z told him when he came out with this album, he said, I talked to Jay-Z and Kendrick. They both gave me advice and said, be myself. Don't try to be nobody else. So why are you on this freestyle talking about if you're talking crazy out your face? That's an energy, gang. That's a different energy. Sound good in the rap. To me, I don't like it because that's not the Will Smith I know, first of all. Will Smith, this sound like Mike Lowry. The fuck? This is Mike Lowry, nigga. Okay, this Mike Lowry spitting and didn't say that. This ain't Will Smith. Will Smith don't say no shit like, if you talking crazy out your face up on that stage and disrespect me on that stage, expect me on that stage. Then he went on to say, jokers dish it out, cry foul when it's time to take it. City full of real ones, wasn't raised to fake it. This, first of all, it sounds like somebody else wrote this. I'm just going to be honest. Sound like somebody from Philly wrote this, or from somewhere where they got a little more edge. Will Smith don't talk like that. And I get it. You trying to get back in your rap bag. You've been all over the place with Jazzy Jeff. You've been doing this, that, and the third. You got videos coming out. I'm just going to be honest. That video that he just made with the girls, I like girls. The internet, he went viral for all the wrong reasons for that. And I still was like, you know what? It is what it is. That's Will Smith. But that video was absolute trash. I'm just going to be honest. But at the end of the day, we still respected you because you Will Smith. I love Bad Boys 4. I'll be watching Bad Boys 5. I'm not gonna hold nothing against you. But this is to me, this out of pocket. First of all, Chris Rock's smaller than you. He never fucking, yeah, he did talk some crazy shit after you smacked him. He came back a year later, was like, fuck Will Smith, fuck that Jada. He should have said that, because you had no right. You don't be smacking comedians, gang. It's some comedians with some good sides on them that you not know goddamn well you weren't gonna smack. Because it would have been a whole lot of tables flipped in that motherfucker. It would have been bad. So you slap Chris Rock because he easy to slap. Just fucking be honest. Let's just be honest. I don't see you running up on LL up there on that stage because he said something about your wife. I just don't see it. I don't see it. It would have been a whole different subject, and it would have been that video footage would have been legendary. Just you even walking up on him, it would have been, what's this, B? What's going on? But so it's easy to say, I'm going to run up on the stage because it's Chris Rock. I don't like this, gang. This energy is different energy. I don't know who wrote this shit, but their energy, they on some other shit. I disagree that you could come 3 years later and say, y'all jokers want to dish it out, but you can't take it. That should have been the energy the same night when you was up there giving that speech. Like, yeah, this nigga, yeah. What's good in here? Oscars, thank you for the award. And anybody else got some shit to say, nigga, I'll be in the back, nigga, what's good? That's not the energy you came with. You made it look like you were very contrite. I believe he appealed to the Oscars about the shit. He wants to be able to go back. You can't be bad and good. You can't be both. This is not what we want from you. I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed. Right? Let me continue. Chris Rock has yet to respond to the lines. Smith also addressed the Oscar slap on his comeback album based on a true story, which was released earlier this year to financial failure, having been unable to even chart on the Billboard 200. Didn't even chart. He might be mad about that. I'm just going to be honest. I wrote on my thing, trying to just support the shit. I listened to the first 3 joints. I said, this Will Smith album starts off pretty good. I said that on my Twitter. Just being supportful because I like this nigga. Okay? I like Will Smith. I'm supporting him even though I know the joint gonna be double trash. I'm just gonna be honest. But at the end of the day, we still like it. There's a place for him in hip-hop. There's a place for Will Smith in hip-hop. It is what it is. But hip-hop is moving on beyond Will Smith. He don't need to be rap. LL is a different story. LL made a very, very potent album. LL made a very good album, but LL realized I gotta go back to the beginning of what I do. LL put out the best album of his career, in my opinion. That new album by LL, The Force, is the best album he's ever made, and I'm an LL fan. It's the best hip-hop album. Not rap album, hip-hop. His album that he made before he making rap shit. This was a hip-hop record, him and Q-Tip. Okay? So, Will Smith tried to do the same thing. It didn't work. He didn't even get out there. He got the Tiana Taylor. Everything looked forced. I'm just going to be honest. The Tiana Taylor joint don't look right. A lot of stuff just look like I'm doing this because it's Will Smith. I wouldn't do this for nobody else. Everything looked forced and contrived. They told you to be yourself. I don't think none of this shit is yourself. I really don't. I don't think none of this is yourself. I think this is you trying to recreate what you did in the past with the comedic things. It's not the third. Even a record where you playing all the characters and you're talking. You're in the barbershop and they're throwing subs at you and they're dissing you, talking about this, that, and the third. I don't even think you really meant that record. I think you did that record to get the elephant out the room. All the shit they're gonna talk about you, like, well, let me put in a record. I'm gonna make it comedic. I'm gonna take jabs at myself. I think it was bullshit. You just came in rapping. Fuck what they talking about. Right? But end of the day, I think you're trying to get back on your hip hop bag, but you're gonna do what these other rappers do and take shots at motherfuckers that you done did shit to. I think it's lame. I'm just gonna be honest. Let me keep this moving. The opening track features DJ Jazzy Jeff and B Simone and is made out to be a barbershop type of convo. That's the one I just was talking about. I heard he won an Oscar, but he had to give it back. And you know they only made him do that shit because he's black, and he's still only relevant because his kids are sprinkled in. Just different shit that he took from the internet coming at him, try to get in front of it. Like, you know what I'm saying? You do the 8 Mile Eminem thing. I'm going to say it before you can say it, right? And a lot of people didn't find that it didn't work. The shit it went double. Will Smith could have charted. Will Smith could have charted, but he's so out of touch with hip-hop. He left hip-hop for a very long time. Whatever he was doing with Jada and this and that and the third, he left hip-hop for a very long time. He doesn't even know what hip-hop is anymore. I'm just going to be honest. Will Smith could have made a good record. He doesn't know how to. Okay? He's so screwed up with this chick trying to run behind her and slap motherfuckers and do this, that, and the third. He don't even know what hip-hop even is anymore. You got to know why you're doing it to make a good record. If you're only doing it to try to prove you can, then you're going to fail. Okay? The real reason you know why this record was going to flop, because you asking niggas what you should do. If you asking Kendrick and you asking Jay-Z for advice, don't make the record at all, because that means you don't know why you're making it. All right? Does that make any sense? If I got to ask motherfuckers, well, what should I do? Give me some advice. Then don't make a record. Then the advice is quit. Because once you start asking motherfuckers advice, then you don't know why you're doing it in the first place. Okay? Just gonna be honest. Shouldn't be asking no fucking advice for no hip-hop record. Okay? Now that the cat's out the fucking bag, okay? But let me keep this moving. And on the song, You Looking At Me, he brings up Jada when he raps. Personal life with my wife, mind your business is complicated. Right there, nobody want to hear this shit unless you're talking about her ass. This is why the album didn't chart. At least Jada made a book and she was smart enough to write all the shit in there, all the scandalous shit. She wrote it in there, right? This is my thing. Will Smith been getting turned upside down by this chick from day fucking one. She didn't want Will, she wanted Pac. But she settled for Will, because Pac, you can't, what do you say? I get around. You couldn't tame the nigga. And Pac was on his own journey. So no, she wasn't going to tame Pac, because she realized that. So she got enough, she secured her bag, but she never respected this dude. Let's just be honest. Her daughter wrote a letter to Tupac saying, can you please come back and make my mom happy? This is the daughter saying this, gang. You know how much she had to talk about Tupac in the house for the daughter to be begging Tupac to come back from the dead? Come on, gang, make it make sense. And Will Smith had to put up with this shit for years. So Will is confused. So now you're doing fire in the booth, taking shots at a dude you claim you wanted to heal with. You wanted to heal it with Chris Rock. Now you're talking about if you come up on the stage, I'm gonna slap you. Or if you on the stage talking crazy, I'm up there. This the new Will Smith we getting? I don't like it. I don't like that Will Smith. I don't like it. In a live interview with Sway in the Morning, he held in his hometown of Philadelphia, Will Smith revealed that he phoned two people, Jay-Z and Kendrick, for advice before recording a new album. According to Smith, his conversation with the Rock Nation mogul was so impactful that it inspired the name of the album. I was like, hey, I want to get back into music. See, you shouldn't be getting back into music. You either in or you out. You're not getting back. I was like, hey, I want to get back in music. Jay said, like, don't fake your story. He was like, you got to stay true to you. And he says, you'll be looking at younger rappers and you'll want that to be true for you, but you don't live like that. It was like, be true to your story, tell your story, and that's where I got based on a true story from. That was from Jay. You didn't listen to Jay because now you're talking about, I'm going to come up on that stage and slap you. That's not you. That's not you. I get it, you're an actor who slapped people in the movies, and I get it that you feel like that's you. You're 56 years old. All of the being kind and being nice for the 50-something years that you've portrayed, that is you at this point. You're not faking. People are like, he fakes, he does this stuff just to come off nice and sweet. That's you, nigga. You're not no tough guy. You don't be sweet and kind for 50-something years, professional. You're reliable. You're a pillar of the community. You're a rock. They could count on Will Smith. That's fucking you. At 56, you don't become some fucking thug that's running up on stage slapping niggas, talking tough. That ain't gonna never be you. They said be true to you. They didn't mean, yo, I'm gonna start dissing Chris Rock. That's bullshit. And that's all I'm gonna say about that. I'm leaving this alone, man. CLBMG, I'm out of here, man. Let me know what you think in the comments. Head on over to black-yeti.com. All right, they got all kind of goodies, all kind of flavors. Let them know who sent you, okay? And every Wednesday night, around 9 o'clock, we go live on 8 different streaming platforms. It's called The What Show. We talk about hip-hop. We just discussed this on the show last night. So if you go down, that video's there. It's along with a Diddy. We had a long-ass Diddy conversation. Then we talked about Will Smith. Make sure you check that out, all right? Let me know what you think in the comments, man. I'm going to catch you on that flip side. Peace.
Look, mission impossible to drop a few lines without dropping old times when Southern Hill was still a gold mine. When pistol grips was my shit and I sold mine. When Alias was not a show and they told mine. Elevate your mind with high quality THC infused products. BlackYeti.com. Black-Yeti.com.
CLB.